All right, good morning.
Good morning.
Oh, one more time, come on, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, students. Okay, so this is our second week of elements. I want to introduce you to my little friend. His name is Wilson. Hello, everybody. Okay, Wilson is used to living in choir and in voice lessons where he mostly talks about vowels. He's extremely social. But today he's come, he's a little outside of his element. He's going to be mostly just helping you guys know when it's your turn to answer a question. Is that okay? He doesn't bite, he only opens his mouth. Allie, will you take it first? There he is. So you're officially in my hot seat today. And then Wilson will move along and we'll get him around the class and everybody will answer a question. So last week we were talking about simple meters. We were talking about simple meters. Can anybody remember? We talked about three most prominent simple meters. Can anybody remember, or Allie, will you tell me what one of them was? A simple meter. Probably the one we used an example from a Johann Strauss waltz.
3/4.
It was 3/4, that's right. That meter was a 3/4. I'm always tempted to write a fraction. Not necessarily a fraction. Doesn't need a line. 3/4. Pass the ball. Wilson moves on. So we talked about the numerator of our fraction, it's not a fraction, asked how many beats are in the what?
The measure.
Beats in the measure. Pass Wilson. The the bottom number asked us what type of note gets the
Beat.
That's right. So, how many beats are per measure?
3.
And what type of note gets the beat?
Quarter.
Nice. Excellent. Will you pass the ball back to Sherry? Wilson asks you. We're going to come up with another simple meter. What was another simple meter we used? This one was for a waltz. This one was for a march by Sousa, a Sousa march. What was the meter?
2/4.
2/4. We talked about 2/4. Okay, we had a word assigned to each of these. We had a word. There's one word for 2, there's a word for 3, and there's a word for 4. Okay, right? If we are having heart surgery and we need to pass it 3 times, it's called a triple. So 3/4 is called simple triple. Passing the ball, Kelly. 2 is
Double.
double.
Twinsies. Duple.
Duple. And finally, across to Thomas, please. Wilson moves along. 4 is a quadruple. That's absolutely correct. Okay, here's a group quiz. Ready? We're going to throw up a song by the famous and recently deceased Queen of Soul, Aretha Franklin. But what we need to do is we need to apply what we talked about last week. I want you to listen and tell me whether you think this song is in duple, triple, or quadruple time. All right? Here we go. Oh, you better see. This performance is from 1968 in Amsterdam. It is old. It is old. It's an oldie but a goldie. Oldie but a goodie. Oh. How many times can I press this? There it is. The mute comes off. I want you to be listening for the beats. Remember, strong and weak beats. That's how we find this. Try conducting it. Can you feel the strong and weak beats? Okay, terrific song. The whole PowerPoint's going to go up on the blackboard. If you need to hear the whole thing, I promise you, it will be there for you to listen again. But the question that comes for Robert, what's the meter? So, what's the What's the meter? And what is the deal with this slide? That's the there it is. Going back. So what's the meter? We have three options.
I think it's the third option.
You think it's the third option? You think it's triple? Pass to Nathan. Do you agree, Nathan?
Yes.
Yes, Nathan agrees. It is triple. It is triple. So that would tell us how many beats are in the measure.
3. 3.
Wonderful. Moving on to Sammy. All right, Sammy, you get the tough question. Are you ready? It's all right. I know you can do it. I believe in you. You ready? What kind of note gets the beat? Now that's really hard, orally, right? Learning it by ear, it's really hard to tell. So some of the factors maybe we might listen for is the length of the beat, how fast it's going. The best we have is the tempo to really help us understand. Did you feel like that was a slow song or a fast song? Pretty slow, right? And so that beat's going to be pretty long. So which one of these would basically give us the longest beat? 2. So let's try. That's exactly how I felt. 2, 3, 2. That's weird. That doesn't make sense. Here we go. Here's the score. Moving on to Rob. Where's Wilson? Wilson is so social, he doesn't have time to hang out with the same person more than once. He has to get around the whole room. Is that okay, Sammy?
It's pretty methodical, but okay.
Wilson is methodical. Social but methodical. All right, Rob. Here's our score. Never loved a man. You're no good, heartbreaker. Okay? We're supposed to figure out what's the meter. We suggested it was triple, right? Before. Well, what are these note values? Basically, let's ask ourselves, if it was 3-2, how many beats are in this measure? I see a quarter note, another quarter note. What's happening, right? Because that would be 2 beats, but this is 2, and then that doesn't make sense. And here's the big reveal. Are you ready? Drum roll. Rob, can you give me a drum roll? The class. 9-8.
Yeah.
I gypped you. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Rob. The answer is, it's not in 3-2. This is in 9-8. And once again, my fraction bar has made it onto the PowerPoint. It's not a fraction. So applying what we already know, how many beats per measure? Rob.
9.
Wonderful job. And will you pass Wilson? What type of note gets the beat?
Is there 8 notes based on the bottom?
Yeah. The 8th note gets the beat. The 8th note gets the beat. But we're going to call this compound triple meter. Everybody say compound triple meter.
Compound triple meter.
Right. We've been introduced to the concept of compound. We're no longer simpletons, but we are in fact compound. So, what is compound meter? And the answer is, it's all about the division. Simple meters divide beats into 2-part units, and compound meters divide beats into 3-part units. Over here, I want everybody to notice this beautiful 2-4. This beautiful 2-4. And if Wilson would continue around the room. How does a quarter note divide? It subdivides into 2 8th notes, right? So let's all, everybody got your hands, your big clappers out. Here we go. We got this meter. You ready? 1, 2, 1, 2. Right? Now let's subdivide. It's really short. It's really short. Ready? So if the beat is 1, 2, 1 and 2. Beautiful. Coming down to our triple. We did this last time. Ready? 3. So 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. Subdivide. 2, 3. 1 and 2 and 2. Beautiful. Beautiful job. Over here. What is happening? What is happening? I want to point out duple simple. May I introduce you to duple compound? This is duple compound. I want you to notice that we've got 2 beat units. 2 beat units grouped together into divisions of 3. 2 beat units grouped together in divisions of 3. 6A is what we'll call duple compound. Okay? So let's try our 2 beats. Let's try our 2 beats one more time. So it's 1, 2, 1, 2. Now, if we were to divide each of those beats into 3 sections, it'll be 6/8. Ready? So instead of 1, 2, it'll be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Ready? So it's got 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Beautiful. One more time. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Same sensation. Triple compound. Triple compound. 9/8. Ready? It's going to be 3 beats divided into 3 sections. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Beautiful. 1, 2, 3. And that is exactly what we hear with the Queen of Soul. She strikes again. I want you to listen this time. We're going to listen for 1, 2, 3, 2, 2, 3, 3, 2, 3. I want to especially point out that the drummer gives the count off in the 9/8. Listening particularly for the drums at the beginning. But first we must point out 1, 2, 3. Those are our beats. We're going to track with them. We're going to get here, but we'll be following with this. It's called a dotted quarter note. We'll be tracking with a dotted quarter note as we move through. Ready? I want everybody to clap on each of the 3 beats. Each of the strong beats, we'll call them. 1, 1, 2, 3, along with the drummer. I'll do it with you. You ready? Keep clapping. Clap.
You're no good.
You're a liar and a cheat. All right. Right? Aretha Franklin. You're no good heartbreaker. 9/8 compound triple.